Y'all don't know how many times I was the people pleaser. It's your girl Bree and I'm back again. Hey y'all, how are y'all doing? So I'm coming at y'all with a advice video. Y'all know how I like to do some advice videos sometimes. Well, I got a good one for y'all. So I'm doing a how to stop being a people pleaser video. I wrote down some stuff in my phone and I kind of want to just go over what I wrote down and kind of elaborate a little bit on it. So number one on how to stop being a people pleaser. Know when to say no. That's a big one. Because let me tell y'all, when y'all don't want to go somewhere or y'all don't want to do something with a person, y'all don't have to do that. Don't let people influence you to do things you don't want to do. Like, for example, let's say somebody say, oh, you don't never want to go with us, you this and that, you always cancel, da da da. No. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. Don't let nobody peer pressure you to go somewhere or to do something that you don't want to do. And y'all, it's okay to make up a little white lie, letting them know, oh, you know, you got to babysit, or oh, you got this and that to do. Yeah, because if you don't want to go somewhere or do something with somebody, you ain't got to go. You ain't got to do that. Don't let people peer pressure you, because half the time, if you really don't want to go, you're going to have a bad attitude while you're there, because you didn't want to go in the first place. Don't let people influence you or make you do something that you really don't want to do. Okay, another good one. Ask yourself, would that person do it for me? Hear me out. If somebody is always asking you for money or always asking you to help them, think about it. If you really fell on hard times, would they help you? Okay? Because if not, don't be so willing to help that person. Because honestly, if they can't do it for you, or if you know deep down inside that they wouldn't do that for you, don't be so willing to help people like that. I understand you helping somebody out of kindness of your heart. You just basically want to help them without, you know, you receiving the money back or whatever it is. But I had to learn the hard way with that. Because people, when they see that you're willing to do stuff for them, they take advantage of people like that. And they will take advantage of you and really run you dry until they get to the next person that's like that. People will do that. So just be careful when you being nice to people and you giving somebody something, because people will take advantage of you. So just make sure you watch out for that. Okay, so this is a good one. Train yourself not to care what people think, okay? Do what makes you happy. Because I can't tell you how many times people ask, oh, you not married yet? Oh, you don't have kids yet? Oh, y'all been together how long and y'all still not married? Do not let people rush you into things that you are not ready for right now. Even if you've been with your partner 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it doesn't matter. If you and your partner has a mutual agreement on what y'all gonna do and the goals that y'all want to conquer together as a couple, and marriage is not at the top of the list, that is okay. Marriage does not have to be at the top of your list right now. Yes, you might want to do that later, and that's fine. There's no rush to that. There's no rush. Same thing with kids. If you don't want to have kids right now, you do not have to have kids right now. Don't let nobody make you think that you should be further ahead with some of them with marriage or having kids when you don't feel like you want to do that right now. No matter how long you've been with your partner, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Or more importantly, not saying that wasn't important, but just saying another thing too, don't let let your parents dictate what career choice you choose. If you don't want to go to college, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to go to college. There's ways to make money without having a college education, okay? There's so many ways. So many ways. Now, and then by the time you're getting ready to go to that next step after your high school graduation or after you graduate high school, if you want to venture out and not go to school and do like, you know, do anything like, for example, YouTube or start your own business, something like that, go do that. You do not have to go to college for that stuff. You do not. Most of that stuff you can cheat yourself how to do. You do not have to have a college education for everything in life. You can still make money doing whatever you want to do. That doesn't include, of course, going to college. Don't let your parents make you feel like you have to go to college in order for you to make money. Because that is not true. That's such an old way of thinking. That is such an old way of thinking. And even if you have to make sacrifices, if you're still staying with your parents, and they will, you know, they tell you, oh, well, if you staying in my house, you gotta go to college, da da da. You might have to make sacrifices. You might have to move out of your parents' house and do what you want to do. Yes, you might have to make a lot of sacrifices to do that, but you got to do what you got to do. What's going to make you happy, okay? Another one. Don't feel like you always got to be the bigger person. Don't feel like you always got to apologize for something that 9 times out of 10, it wasn't even your fault. Okay? A family member or friend, anybody for that matter, don't feel like you automatically got to get over what they did to you, even if they didn't apologize, and you just automatically have to be around them. You still have to talk to them. Don't do that. If you're not ready to do that, you don't have to do that. You can forgive somebody without hanging around them, without talking to them all the time. You do not have to do that. If a family member or a friend or anybody has did something wrong to you, you do not have to be around them. You do not have to talk to them. You do not have to speak to them. You can forgive somebody without speaking to them, without being around them. Mini story time. Me. Okay, so my college roommate horror story. Same girl in that story time. If you haven't watched that story time, check it out. Definitely check it out when you get a chance. Okay, so the girl in my college roommate story time, she goes to my church. My mama told me one day when we was at church, she was like, I feel like you should speak to her, da da da. I feel like, you know, it's a lot of tension. You should definitely speak to her. So after my mama said, oh, you should go speak to her, you know, y'all should, you know, drop that. You know, it's definitely tension in the room. Me being a people pleaser, went up to that girl and spoke to her. Did I want to speak to her deep down inside? No, I didn't. I did not want to speak to her. Because I've already forgiven her. I'm going to tell y'all something. When I forgive people, I do not have to speak to them. And I felt like I didn't need to speak to her. I didn't need to go out of my way and go up to her and speak to her. But me being a people pleaser towards my mama made me feel like, you know what, in order to get over something, I needed to speak to her. And that's not the truth. That's so far from the truth. You do not have to speak to somebody that you do not want to speak to. If they speak to you, you can say, hey, if they speak to you. But you do not have to go out of your way to go speak to that person. You don't. Especially if they didn't apologize to you, they did something wrong to you, you do not have to speak to them. I felt dumb. I felt stupid. I felt like a clown when I went up to her and spoke to her. Because I didn't feel like I needed to do that. I didn't. I didn't feel like I needed to do that. But me being a people pleaser to please my mama, I went ahead and did it anyway. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff I be talking about when I'm talking about people pleasing. You do not have to please nobody, but listen, if it doesn't make you happy, if it's not putting money in your pockets, if it's not helping you pay your bills, you do not have to do that. And I'm going to get into later, you don't even have to do that. That goes into the next thing. Respect yourself so others will respect you. Okay? For example, let's say you're going to a beautician, hairstylist, nail tech, anybody in the beauty industry. And they're always late. They're always eating while they're doing a service for you. They're unprofessional. Okay? No matter how much you like the way they do that service for you, you do not have to keep going to that person. Yes, you might be a loyal customer to them. You know, y'all have a good relationship. You know, you talk about things with them or whatever. If that person does not respect your time and they're always late, you do not have to keep getting your services done by them. You can go to other people that will respect your time, that will respect the fact that they put time out for you to do a service for you. Respect yourself. Because if you don't respect your time, they're not going to respect your time. Because why would they? Why would they respect your time if you can't even respect your time? Another thing too, if somebody is being rude to you and cursing you out, a customer, for example, if a customer is cussing you out at your job, you do not have to allow them to curse you out just because you're at work. Okay? If your manager or your boss feel like you should sit there while somebody's talking to you like a dog or talking to you like you're their child, you do not have to sit through that. Any employer will understand if you stop somebody for cussing you out and tell them, hey, I'm gonna help you, but you are not gonna cuss me out. And if you continue to cuss me out, I will not help you. Don't be at a job where you're getting talked to by a customer any kind of way. Do not allow people to talk to you any kind of way. Because to me, if somebody is talking to you any kind of way, and you letting them do that, they will continue to do that. Because if you don't respect the way people talk to you, then why should they respect the way they should be talking to you? Okay? And just to piggyback off that, if a manager is talking to you any kind of way, at any job, it don't matter where it's at, do not allow a manager to talk to you any kind of way. There's so many jobs out here that you can work at and that they will respect you and talk to you like they got some sense. Do not be a people pleaser and take whatever somebody is saying to you as far as cursing you out or talking down to you. Do not allow people to do that. I don't care where you're at work, at home, at school, anywhere. Do not allow people to talk to you. Do not allow people to talk to you any kind of way, because they will if you don't stop them. Y'all, I am so much of a crybaby. It's not even, I'm so much of a crybaby. Oh my goodness. But I'm just thinking of all the times where I let people, oh my goodness. Y'all don't know how many times I was the people pleaser. I let people talk to me any kind of way. I did things that I didn't want to do just to please the other person. I let people disrespect me, talk to me any kind of way. Dang, I told myself I didn't want to cry on camera. I told myself that. But y'all don't understand, like, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because everything that I'm telling y'all, I'm telling myself. Because me, I'm so much of a nice person. I'm so much of a nice person to where I'm sometimes in the past, I have been that people pleaser. Basically just to not start conflict with somebody or argue with them, I'll be a people pleaser. And if I didn't want to do something, I would do it anyway, just to make sure there was no tension in the room, just to make sure, you know, I'm being nice to them, even though they wasn't being that nice to me. Even like with family, with friends, all that. I used to be that person to be a people pleaser. And that's why I really wanted to tell y'all, like, y'all don't have to. Y'all don't have to. You can forgive somebody without being around them. You can forgive somebody without speaking to them. You don't have to do that. Don't let nobody make you think that you have to, in order for you to get over it, you got to speak to them again. Or you got to hang out with them again. Because you really don't. You really don't. Do what makes you happy. Focus more on you. Because if you don't, you're going to feel so bad that you didn't. You know, in time, you're going to feel like, dang, why did I do that? Why did I allow somebody to disrespect me just to keep that job? Why did I allow a manager to talk to me any kind of way just to keep that job? You do not have to do that. Leave that job. Because if anything, that job does not care about you. They do not care about you as much as you work hard for that job. They will replace you so quick. So that was my little tips of how to stop being a people pleaser. Let me know if y'all want a part 2, because I'm pretty sure I can think of something. I didn't really want to cry on camera. I didn't. But everything came back to me when I was telling y'all some advice. It made me think of every time where I let people disrespect me, or I let people talk to me any kind of way to keep a job, or I allowed somebody to make me feel bad because I didn't want to get married right away. Even though I've been in my relationship more than 3, more than 4, more than 5 years. It'll be 7 years this year. I allowed people to make me feel bad that I'm not married yet. That's the thing. Don't let people make you feel bad for decisions you want to make. Don't let people make you feel bad. Because you got to do what makes you happy. You got to think about you first. Stop thinking about them other people. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't care about you. They don't care about you. They just want to have something to talk about. But that's the end of this video. I just wanted to give y'all some tips on how to stop being a people pleaser. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We on the way to 500 subscribers, so help your girl get there. Bye.